All right, let's talk about the kind of research that multi-billion-dollar decisions are built on. I mean, we're talking about the very foundation of major tech strategy. But what happens when that foundation is shaky? Or worse, what if it's built on a lie?
So, here we are with part 5 of our 10-part explainer series. Now, this whole series is based on a really comprehensive report called Integrity Under Siege, the Crisis of Vendor-Sponsored Research, and it's put out by Virtualization Options LLC. We're going to dig into their findings and really unpack the hidden costs and, frankly, the risks of these reports that pretty much shape the entire tech world.
You can just picture it, right? This exact scene is playing out in boardrooms all over the world. Huge, critical decisions about technology, massive investments, even public policy. All of it is being shaped by industry reports. These are documents that are supposed to be these shining beacons of objective, expert guidance.
And that, of course, brings us to the big, central question of this whole explainer. When a company is footing the bill for the research, can we really trust the results? Let's dig in and find out.
Okay, so here's our game plan for today. First, we'll look at the two sides of the coin, the promise and the peril of this kind of research. Then, we are absolutely going to follow the money to see the conflict of interest. After that, we'll expose the playbook they use for manipulation, and finally, we'll see how it all leads to a cascade of consequences. All right, first up, the two faces of sponsored research. Because, on the surface, it seems like a win-win situation, doesn't it? Companies get valuable data, we get insights into super complex technology. But there's a hidden danger lurking just beneath the surface.
And here they are side by side. On one hand, you have the promise, expert analysis to help guide these absolutely critical tech decisions. But on the other hand, you have the peril, this hidden commercial bias that can completely distort the truth and, well, lead everyone down a very, very wrong path.
Okay, now it's time to get to the real heart of the problem. And to do that, we've got to follow the money. Because this is exactly where that ideal of objectivity really starts to crumble.
The report just nails the definition here. A conflict of interest is basically this massive clash between trying to find objective truth and the need to protect the commercial interests of the company that's paying for everything. I mean, think about it. When getting a good report card means more sales, the pressure to get an A is just immense.
And believe me, this influence is not subtle at all. First, the sponsors get to set the agenda. They only ask the questions that are going to make their products look good. Second, and this is so important, they bury any topics that could possibly hurt their bottom line. So what's the result? A totally skewed public record that creates these huge, dangerous blind spots in how we understand technology.
So how exactly do they put this influence into practice? Well, let's open up the manipulation playbook and look at the specific tactics they use to control the narrative. Because this goes way beyond just asking the right questions. This is about engineering the answers.
Okay, take a look at this number, 75%. What does that even mean? Just hang on, because in a second, you'll see how it represents a really powerful form of bias.
And this chart, this tells the whole story behind that number. A jaw-dropping 75% of the results they highlight are positive. Now, this isn't some statistical fluke. It's a deliberate strategy to engineer a positive perception, which in turn influences billions in tech spending. The mixed results, they get downplayed. And the negative findings, well, they're often just buried or worse, never published at all. This is classic cherry-picking, folks, designed to paint a deliberately rosy picture.
So how do they keep those negative results under wraps? It happens through what the report calls publication gates. Check this out. Contracts can literally forbid researchers from publishing unfavorable data. Drafts have to be approved by the sponsor. And if the sponsor just doesn't like the results, they can pull access to the data, effectively killing the entire study. Oh, but the playbook goes even deeper. You've got hidden sponsorship, where what looks like independent research is actually just marketing in disguise. You've got paid influencers who get compensated for those glowing reviews. And then there's something called manufactured consensus, where an army of paid voices, imagine a dozen independent experts all tweeting the exact same talking points on the same day. It creates this illusion that everybody agrees.
So this brings us to the most critical question of all. What's the real-world fallout from all this? Because this isn't just some academic debate. This manipulated data has direct, damaging consequences for every single one of us.
And this slide lays out the disastrous chain reaction perfectly. You have policymakers who are trying to regulate really complex tech, and they're relying on these very reports. So that flawed input leads to a biased analysis, which then results in poor policy. We're talking about regulations that are ineffective at best and, worst, can be actively harmful.
Yeah, this visualization really gets to the core of the public fallout. When vendor marketing, biased analysis, and legitimate, independent work all get thrown into the same pot, we end up with a massive crisis of credibility. It becomes almost impossible to tell what's real, and our trust in all research, even the good kind, just evaporates.
And the damage goes deeper still, threatening the very integrity of the entire research field. You know, as the report points out, young researchers who need that funding to survive are forced into this impossible choice. Do they uphold their scientific integrity, or do they build a career? That is a choice no scientist should ever have to make.
I really want to leave you with this incredibly powerful quote from the report that I think just sums up this entire crisis perfectly. It says, "When research becomes a tool for marketing rather than knowledge creation, the entire enterprise loses its legitimacy."
And that leaves us all with one final, very challenging question. It's the dilemma at the absolute heart of this whole issue. And honestly, there are no easy answers. When profit is the ultimate goal, can research ever be truly impartial?